Those of you who have known me for a while know that I'm a gamer first and an anime fan second, but it's when those two come together that I'm truly happy. So whenever I'm watching an anime, I can't help but wonder, what kind of game would this anime make? And lately all the love seems to go towards Naruto, Dragon Ball and One Piece, but there are so many other anime that deserve a proper video game. So these are the 10 anime that need a video game adaptation. And number 10, High School of the Dead. Come on, this one's easy. High school, zombies, and boobs. Done. The anime is non-stop zombie slaying action, and that's what this game should be. Perhaps something in line with the Dead Rising series, where you kill zombies with ridiculous weapons. But just making another Dead Rising isn't fun, and that's why High School of the Dead would be a good fit. The concept sounds similar, but the tone is very different from Dead Rising. I would also like to see a zombie game with this graphical style, and I'm talking about a zombie action game, not something like the Telltale games have done with The Walking Dead. So yeah, this one's a no-brainer. High School of the Dead. Let me loose to kill some zombies. And number 9, No Game, No Life. This one might be a little bit tough, but this is an anime where the protagonists are literally gamers who are transported into an alternate world, and in this world, everything is gained or lost by playing a game. Even territory, even war is done through games. It can be any game, which makes this a bit tricky. There's no video game genre this needs to stick to, but I do think it creates an interesting opportunity for a game that's constantly changing. A game that tests your skills in various different areas. For instance, you guys know there are a lot of players who are good at fighting games, but how would those same players fare at chess or a sports game? And I know this game sounds somewhat unrealistic and would probably just end up being a minigame collection, but the idea of conquering different lands using different game types is extremely enticing to me. So much so that I even did a whole live stream series with my friends with that same concept in mind. We would challenge each other to different video games and conquer different territories based on that. And it was a ton of fun, even with something as unstructured and unofficial like that. So having a game built from the ground up to support something like this would just be amazing. And number 8, Cowboy Bebop. Space Western, you can't go wrong with this. There have been a couple of games that have captured the Space Western vibe, but with Cowboy Bebop, we already have an established cast of characters that we care about. So storytelling could go a long way here. Imagine how much better games like Rebel Galaxy would be if they told a story using the anime's characters. And of course, we need gunslinging because we may be in space, but piloting and fighting with our spaceship just ain't enough. And number 7, Elfen Lied. And no, you wouldn't be playing as a mass murderer because this would be a horror game. To really capture the ambience of the anime, you would need to feel threatened by this mysterious power, not wield it at your own leisure. The graphic nature of the anime I think lends itself perfectly to a horror game. Blood flying everywhere and the fear of the unknown. You may even encounter Lucy and not know whether or not she's about to kill you with her invisible arms. The plot could very well take you through the discoveries made in the anime, finding out about the vectors and their abilities, or perhaps even expand on the subject a little bit by telling a side story. But I know I would be scared just to be standing in front of a vector. So that's a good horror game confirmed. And number 6, Soul Eater. Soul Eater begins its story at Reaper School. To graduate, students must kill 99 evil beings and a witch and feed their souls to their weapon. We can perhaps begin our video game even before that, as a measly human that joins the school, meets other students, learns the basics of demon slaying, and finally meets a weapon that they would like to partner with. From there, hunt 99 evil beings and a witch. These could be minor demons and the occasional boss fight, the witch being the toughest of them all, obviously. I think it could make for a fantastic action-adventure game, especially if you can create your own character. The style of Soul Eater is just so gorgeous that I think it would make for an appealing video game as well. And I do want to create a character in this universe. Maybe a weapon too. I don't know why, but I get the feeling that this idea is a bit underdeveloped. Let me know if you got a better one for this anime. And number 5, Trigun. There are a lot of shooters out there, so why would we want a Trigun game? Shooters are one of the most popular genres right now. They've been done to death. Is there something truly unique to Trigun that would make a Trigun game stand out? The answer is yes. The protagonist Vash the Stampede is what makes the game unique. Not just because of his unique personality that we normally wouldn't associate with a shooter, but the fact that he doesn't kill. There aren't a lot of shooters out there where killing your enemy would trigger a game over screen. And this is where I think a Trigun game would be interesting. Trying to survive each level without killing any of your opponents, but merely injuring them or outmaneuvering them would be an interesting design for a shooter. That's how I see the basic gameplay going. Now, you want to make this into a story-driven game or a multiplayer action game? That's up to you, but I think there's potential there. And number 4, One Punch Man. And I know a lot of people have already asked for this, and a lot of people have already said that it would be a boring game if you just played as someone as overpowered that can kill everyone with a single punch. I get it, but what if you didn't play as Saitama, but as his pupil, Genos, instead? Genos is strong, but he's not overpowered, and here's where I think this game gets interesting. This should be a tough game, a difficult challenge, but one that you can overcome and beat as Genos. It's not easy, but you can defeat your enemies as Genos. However, if you take too long, or if you are close to being defeated, Saitama jumps in and kills the enemy for you. You don't lose, you don't die, but you kind of feel frustrated because you couldn't handle it yourself, and that would bring you a lot closer to how Genos feels every time he fails. Gameplay-wise, I think this should be a 3D brawler, not too distinct from the Naruto Storm series, or maybe more akin to Dynasty Warriors, but with actually some proper boss fights. Maybe even get Platinum Games to develop this one. And hey, at the last level, or maybe during the credits, let us play as Saitama. I just want to punch some monsters. At number 3, Prison School. I've only recently watched Prison School, and I gotta be honest, I wasn't a big fan. I'm starting to think it's the whole harem genre is just something I can't appreciate, but even though I didn't enjoy the anime, I think I would enjoy the game. Prison escape games aren't necessarily a new thing, so I'm thinking something along the lines of The Escapists, but using 3D graphics and the anime's colorful cast of characters. Coming up with different strategies using each of your character's strengths would be an interesting concept, and if you fail, there's always the fan-servicing punishment. And number 2, Mushishi. This might be a weird one, but hear me out. Mushishi is about a guy that goes around healing weird diseases. These diseases are often associated with mushi, which are creatures that not every human can see. So I'm thinking of a game where you could collect mushi, just like you collect Pokemon. But the way you collect them is by solving whatever issue they're causing. It's like if you were playing Pokemon, but when you captured each one of them, you actually had an interesting story to tell, and not just, I threw these 10 Pokeballs in the tall grass and I caught him. I think it's a great opportunity to tell some interesting stories that don't necessarily need to be connected to one another, kinda like the anime. And number 1, Kill la Kill. Come on, this is easy. Get Platinum Games on the phone. Hello? Hello, Platinum Games here. Hi, I would like to order a stylish hack-and-slash action game, please, using the Kill la Kill property. And no, please don't cancel this one. It can be a Bayonetta style over the top like the anime is, or heck, if you want to make it an RPG like Nier Automata, you can even give Ryuko different outfits and different swords. Like the anime, the outfits could have advantages and disadvantages. For instance, one outfit could give you incredible speed at the cost of draining your life faster. And the same goes for the swords. Some could be better against some enemy types, others could be better against other enemy types. But bottom line is, come on, this is an easy game to imagine. Just make it already, Platinum. And seriously, don't cancel this one. And those were 10 anime that I think would make some awesome games. But this isn't a one-sided conversation, this is a two-sided conversation. So it's your turn to head down to the comments and let me know your own ideas. Do you have any other anime that would make a very good game? Or did you like any of the ideas that I just pitched? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. Like the video if you enjoy anime as much as I do, and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. If you feel like watching the 10 best Naruto games of all time, click right there. If you're in the mood for something else, click right there. But as always, my name is Globku. Thank you very much for watching. Boy!